That's all I'm going to sing of that because I do not want to get that copyright takedown notice, okay? I've already got a strike. I might even get a copyright block trying to get this up. But you know what, guys? I love that song. And you know what movie that incorporates that song really well? Free Guy, which really feels like a blend between Deadpool and Scott Pilgrim, guys. This movie was an absolute blast. What's going on, everybody? My name is Leo Rydell, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and let's talk about Free Guy, guys. I'm so excited to review this for you all. So, what is Free Guy about? Free Guy follows a bank teller called Guy, who realizes he is a background character in an open world video game called Free City that will soon go offline. This movie stars Ryan Reynolds, Jodie Comer, Joe Keery, and Taika Waititi, and it's directed by Sean Levy. So let's start out with the things that worked for me when it came to Free Guy, and let me tell you guys, I had such a fun time. The first thing I really want to talk about is Ryan Reynolds. I mean, seriously, he is the centerpiece to this movie, and I think he does such a great job of bringing that charming, witty charisma that he brings to every single movie. I mean, seriously, at this point, they're just paying Ryan Reynolds to be Ryan Reynolds. This is his personality. Deadpool, Detective Pikachu, pretty much every single movie he's been in since Deadpool, he's brought this great witty personality with him, and this is just him. He's been in commercials for Mint, and he does the exact same thing, so he just brings this great charisma everywhere he goes, and it works here so well. He pulls the movie along incredibly, and Guy is such a favorable and awesome character who progresses throughout the movie in an incredible way, and really follows this theme of liberation from the limited surroundings around him. So I love this Ryan Reynolds performance. He's witty, he tells amazing jokes, his timing is absolutely affectionate, and let me tell y'all, Man Crush Supreme, this guy is amazing, and he interacts so well with other cast members. Lil Rel Howery and him have great comedic play together, and they just bounce off of each other so naturally. Same with him and Jodie Comer, whose character, she has a character in reality, and then she has a character in the game, Molotov Girl, who is awesome as hell, and I think that her and Ryan Reynolds have great chemistry as well. So I love that he brings the best out of other actors too that are on screen with him, and honestly, it just feels so natural. Him and Lil Rel felt like they've been best buds for like over 30 years. So I absolutely loved Guy, and that was so fun. Another thing I loved is Sean Levy's exceptional talent at building worlds. Free City is just such a explorative, fun MMO reminiscent of games that you already have played before, like GTA 5. It's explorative, it's funny, the characters are cool. The characters kind of remind me a little bit of Fortnite with changing skins and actually being able to change your characters and level characters up. This is very familiar gaming territory, so my gamers who are watching this, you will enjoy the great gaming references and gems that are in this movie, so be on the lookout for those as well. Look, I think this is not the best written script, but there are some fun lines delivered by Ryan Reynolds and Jodie Comer. And look, talking about the cast, Joe Keery, man, this guy just has charm. I love Joe Keery on camera. He starts out as this kind of awkward hacker and really transcends into this character who cares deeply for his friend, cares deeply for the artificial intelligence, and cares very deeply for the game. So it is just such a wonderful concept and a wonderful bundle of joy in multiple ways. Ryan Reynolds, the rest of the cast, the world of Free City and how free it feels, the awesome pop culture references, it seriously takes us on an amazing and enchanting roller coaster ride that feels like a smoothie blend of, like I said earlier, Scott Pilgrim and Deadpool, along with modern gaming in there as well. I don't want to spoil too much, but there are some awesome cameos, guys, so be on the lookout, but I'm not gonna spoil who, because I know this is going up on Friday, but I would much rather you see it and enjoy it for the first time through your own eyes if you haven't enjoyed it. So let's move on to, what doesn't quite work with Free Guy. It hurts my feelings so much to say this because I love movies like Jojo Rabbit and Thor Ragnarok, and Taika Waititi is such a great director, he's a great actor, but unfortunately, he did not work for me here. His character, this business mogul-like character who tried desperately to fit into Gen Z, just did not work for me. He was over the top in a bad way. I'm not talking about Jim Carrey in The Mask or Don Cheadle in the most recent Space Jam 2. I'm talking about like bad. Like, wow, this is almost bad acting bad. Like, you're trying too hard, Taika bad. So I really did not like the overacting that went into this character. And then the character had a motive that just didn't really make sense to me. And I won't spoil too much, but he was trying to change Free City. But why change what's working? If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. So I just thought it was such a weird motive for him to have, especially since he was mostly interested in making money in the first place. GTA 5 has been ported to how many consoles now? PS3, PS4, PS5, that's 3 consoles. Come on now, just let Free City ride for as long as you can let it ride. Why do we have to get into this, oh, I gotta barter and make new games? There's no need to do that, come on now. And a couple more problems I had. Unfortunately, the pacing was back and forth. The first act, strong. Second act, unfortunately, the story that happened in reality and the story that happened in Free City kind of clashed a little bit every now and then. I wanna say in the second act, when they would pull away from Free City, I found myself a little bit more bored than when we were in Free City. I think that's the word I'm looking for, because when we were in Free City, like I was saying earlier, there was just so much imaginary to look at and surround you, and it was just so big and boisterous. But then when we went back to reality, it just didn't feel right. I don't know. I thought it clashed until we got to the third act, when I felt like reality became so much more relatable, so much more charming, so much more funny. Like, it just kind of opened up in the movie. And this isn't unlike Sean Levy at all. Let's be real. The first couple episodes of Stranger Things, who am I kidding? Stranger Things, that first season was absolutely excellent, so I can't say anything, but there's been some times like Night at the Museum, especially the second and the third, where it kind of opens up a little weak, but things just unfold more beautifully toward the end. But also, going back to the pacing, the third act, it feels like this movie doesn't know how to end, and I think that's a little bit of an issue when it's just a fun little video game movie that shouldn't be taken too seriously. Just feels like it didn't know when to end. Like, the last 20 to 30 minutes is quite a stretch to the ending, and I think that was just a little weak. The script is pretty generic, but I'm not expecting this amazing, beautifully written script out of a video game movie. Like, let's be real, this is a fun video game like movie, so I'm not really here to expect it. Some other good things are the cinematography, the CGI is kind of wonky, but Ryan Reynolds works, the cast works, Free City works, a lot of things work about this movie. Even the music and the needle drops were amazing. I mean, Fantasy, Mariah Carey, excellent, guys. So if I had to give a rating to Free Guy, I would go with a 7.5 out of 10. Look, I think there are some things that pull Free Guy back from being an 8 or an 8.5, and unfortunately, Taika Waititi is one of them. When you don't have a great villain, it really pulls the movie back. There's a pretty generic script, which again, I wasn't expecting much, but also the pacing can get a little discombobulated at times, and I wish that maybe we could even chopped off 20 minutes of this movie in order for it to actually just end when it got to an ending. Just end. No need to backtrack and try something different. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Have you seen Free Guy yet? Are you going to see Free Guy? Let me know what you think down in the comments, because guys, I had an absolutely excellent time watching that movie, and I honestly think I'll be watching it again and again and again. It is my favorite video game movie since Scott Pilgrim, so I will most likely be watching this again and again and again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.